Hare Hare.
Just tighten it, man.
Is that one not got a... Oh, okay. Is it yours? Where are you going? Oh.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama.
Oh, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Ho. So we'll start the Aarti now, Damodar Ashtakam, and a little bit of direction how we're going to do it. All the Matajis are going to light up the candles there. And all the Bratashris will light the candles there, and you leave them on the top, and don't spend too much time, but do offer the ghee lamp. And Maharaj has agreed to sing the Damodar Ashtakam. Big round of applause for that. Hariva! So you stand next to Maharaj.
Shri Shri Yashoda Damodar Ki Namamishwaram Sachitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyolu Kaladhavamanam Param Ristam Atyantato Dhrutya Gopya
Abiyolo Kaladhavamanam Param Ristam
Rudantam Muhur Netra Yugmam Mrijantam Karam Boja Yugmena Satanka Netram
Dantamuho Netayuman Mijantam Karam Bojayo Vena Satanka Netram
Muhu Swasakam Patirekanka Kantha Stita Givam Damodaram Bhakti Badam
Sakampavire Kanto Ivam Damodaram Bhakti Badam
Didrik Swalila Berananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantam Akhyapayantam
Iti Drikshonila Birananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantam Akhyapayantam
Tadiye Sitagyeshu Bhakte Jitatvam Purna Prema Taskam Sataviti Vande
Sitagyeshu Bhakte Jitatvam Purna Prema Taskam Sataviti Vande
Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim Va Nachanyam Vineham Varishadapiha
Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadim Va Nachanyam Vineham Varishadapiha
idam deva purnatha gopala balam sada me manasya virastam kimanye
nata gopala balam sada me manasya virastam kimanye
idam te mukham boja madhyantanile vritam kundalai snigdha ratesha gopya
idam te mukham boja madhyantanile vritam kundalai snigdha ratesha gopya
Muhushchumbitam bimbaratadharam me manasya virasta malam lakshalabhe
Shumbitam bimbaratadharam me manasya virasta malam lakshalabhe
Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabhimagna
Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabhimagna
Kripa Dristi Vristyati Dinam Batanu Grihane Shamamagyam Edyakshidrishya
Kripa Dristi Vristyati Dinam Batanu Grihane Shamamagyam Edyakshidrishya
Kuveratmajau Badha Murdeva Yadvat Tvaya Mochito Bhakti Bhajau Krito Cha
Kuveratmajau Badha Murdeva Yadvat Tvaya Mochito Bhakti Bhajau Krito Cha
Tatha prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha
Tata prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha
Namaste studamne spuradipti damne Tvadiyodarayatha vishvashadamne
Namaste studamne spuradipti damne Tvadiyodarayatha vishvashadamne
Namo Radhikaya Twadhiyai Priyayai Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tobhyam
Namo Radhikaya Twadhiyai Priyayai Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tobhyam
Namo Radhikaya Twadhiyai Priyayai Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tobhyam
Radhikaya Twadhiyai Priyayai Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tobhyam
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody sing.
Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo bolo
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Oh Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jagannath Swami, Nayana Pathagami, Nayana Pathagami, Bhavatu me. Jagannath Swami, Nayana Pathagami, Nayana Pathagami, Bhavatu me. Nilachalo Chandra Swami Jagannath, Nilachalo Madhavo Pyare Jagannath, Nilachalo Chandra Swami Jagannath, Nilachalo Madhavo Pyare Jagannath. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Sham Sundaro Pyare Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Sham Sundaro Pyare Jagannath. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. Jai Satchidanand Gurare, Vishnu Priya Pranadhana Adi Hari. Jai Satchidanand Gurare, Vishnu Priya Pranadhana Adi Hari. Patito Pavana Gorare, Gora 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 Hare, Patito Pavana Gora Hare. Janita Chan, 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 Janita Chan. Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radhe, Radha Gokulanand Radha Gokulanand Radhe, Radha Gokulanand Radha Gokulanand Radhe. Prabhupada 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 Raghunandan Raghav Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare. Raghunandan Raghav Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare. Raghunandan Raghav Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare. Nandana Raghav Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare. Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare. Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare, Siya Rama Hare. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Oh, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jagat Guru.
Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Patita Pavan.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Patita Pavan.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaur,
Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaur,
Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari
Jaya Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajacharya Astotar Sat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Shila Isi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Sanstapakacharya Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajacharya Astotar Sat Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत भक्त वृंद की श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. Oh glories to the assembled devotees, oh glories to the assembled devotees, oh glories to the assembled devotees, oh glories to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru Gauranga.
Come, round of applause for Maharaj for coming. So what we're going to do is we are a little short of time, so we're going to do Namaste together because it takes a little longer. And please remember all those who need it, and especially the wars which are going around and disturbing us. Wish everything settles down quickly. So we'll all sing together. Here we go. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Hiranyakashipu vakshaya Shilatankanakalaye Ito narsimha parato narsimha Yato yato yami tato narsingho Bahe narsingho hridaye narsingho Narsinghamadim sharanam prapadye Tava karakamalavare Nakham adhuta shringhaya Dalita hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Narsingadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj, Jaya Guru Maharaj. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol.
Lord Nrsimhadev ki, Bhakt Prahlad ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Sri Guru Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So with great pleasure, we want to announce, welcome His Holiness SSRKCC Swami Maharaj to our temple again. Yeah. I was so happy when he said, look, I'm free on this date. Would you like me to come during Kartik of all months? I said, hey, straight away, please, no hesitation. So Maharaj, what's happened since your last visit? Can you turn the poster this way? We got planning permission for our extension.
Hariva.
Maharaj was expressing earlier on in my house that you're a bit overcrowded now, aren't you? And yes, we are. So this wall can go to the front wall. So it will be double the size. And on this side, there'll be a double story, which will be a cafe stroke training room facilities on the side. So this is a great thing we are looking forward to for the coming year. So at the end, there is a book table at the back.
Jai Ho.
Maharaj's servant there, he'll be manning the table. So please do go up there and buy. There is a new book there. The other book, you may have it, but in different print, different cover. But it's Gita 3 that you may already have. I have. But there's a new book which I'm very interested in getting. So please, at the end, go to the table and purchase the books you like. And we're going to ask Maharaj, like last time, to please sit in the back room. So individually or as family, as little groups, you can come and take private darshan, ask one or two questions, get your book signed. So that's for you at the end. And also, there's some prasadam, so I want to thank all this. By the way, I came earlier on and I was so amazed by the altar, the dressing, the decoration. If you see the paint facing, it's amazing, such intricate detail. So thank you to the Pujari team. Thank you to the cooks for coming early and cooking. And now, without much further ado, I invite Maharaj to please come and sit on a chair and enlighten us. The topic I have asked Maharaj to speak on will be of interest to both newcomers and those who have been for here a bit longer, many years actually. Why do I sometimes feel that I'm not progressing, although I'm doing everything which is required? What is it that I'm doing wrong that I don't feel I'm progressing in my Krishna consciousness? So please listen carefully. Maharaj will address this. Hare Krishna.
This one, yes. Even the mic stands in ISKCON are humble. They all come down. Hare Krishna, everyone. So happy to be here. It's it's always beautiful energy to be here in Coventry. Is this a sound counter? This is a sound. Okay, right. That's a decibel meter. What's the highest this ever gone to? 120. Oh my God. Lord Chaitanya must have descended at that point. Okay. Yeah, it's always beautiful to see the energy here in Coventry. I'm so happy to be here with you. I actually reached out to Vidura Prabhu because actually I just wanted to get your association. So I'm here on ulterior motives. It's not pure devotional service, but very happy to be with you. Om Agyanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Bhangam Langhayate Giririm Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. This evening I'll share some thoughts with you and then I'll open it up to see what questions and answers you may want to ask or what reflections you may have. Today we're talking about a very important topic, how to go deep in Krishna consciousness. Before I got initiated, my name was Sandeep. And of course, in Sanskrit, sun, when it's a prefix like Sankirtan or Sangha, sang comes from the Sanskrit word samyak, which means complete. So, completely deep, or actually deep in this sense related to Deepavali means light, so it means also complete illumination. So that was a nice name to have. Of course I didn't live up to it, still trying, but going deep in Krishna consciousness is actually what we're here for. Srila Prabhupada was not superficial. Srila Prabhupada was not ritualistic. Srila Prabhupada didn't come here to reinforce people's materialistic ideas of religion. Give me a house by the sea, a color TV, a 50 million gigabyte MP3, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. No, Srila Prabhupada was not into that kind of materially motivated religion. Dharma, projita, keitavo, traparamo. Nirmatsaranam satam. Srila Prabhupada was delivering the pure Bhagavatam, which means to go to the depths of this spiritual tradition and find Krishna. Jai Shishigurni ki Jai. Yes. We travel to many places, so remembering is Some of you may have in your youth or in your older age gone to the ocean, isn't it? There's so many oceans. When we go to Jagannath Puri, of course, number one attraction is the ocean. No, I'm only joking. Number one attraction is Jagannath Temple, but then we also go to the Jagannath, the ocean. And it's very interesting, when you go to the ocean, there are different types of people. Some people appreciate the ocean from the side, isn't it? They look at the ocean, it's beautiful, they look at everyone else swimming, and they're happy just to enjoy watching everyone else enjoy the ocean. So some people are just on the side of the ocean. Then some people, they go to the edge of the ocean, and they just dip their feet in, isn't it? Little bit. The Masis, they usually do this. They don't go for a full swim, but they dip a little bit of the, So some people just dip their feet in. And then some people, they go right into the middle of the ocean and they swim on the ocean bed, surrounded by the water. And then there are those who go into the ocean and who go deep and who dive and who find some mysteries on the ocean bed. Did you know Krishna consciousness is like an ocean? Some people, their whole life, they are seeing Krishna consciousness, but seeing it as an observer. They're standing on the side, looking at all the other devotees dancing, looking at all the devotees chanting, looking at all the devotees making vows, but they don't do it themselves. But they like to see everyone else do it. That's very nice. And then there are some who dip in. One round here, one round there. Sometimes here, sometimes there. Kind of like coming in, but not really coming into Krishna consciousness. Have you ever noticed? Sometimes we are a little bit like that. The interesting thing is, there are some people who dive right into Krishna consciousness, but even though they're surrounded by Krishna consciousness, they are still on the surface. They haven't actually found Krishna. It's amazing that you can have an initiated name. You can chant 16 rounds every day. You may have even passed the Bhakti Shastri exam and been to Vrindavan. But that doesn't guarantee that you're going deep in Krishna consciousness. It requires more. And therefore there are a few devotees, isn't it? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam sahasreshu kashkin yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kashkin mam veti tatvataha. Krishna says, out of many, many thousands of people, one may begin this journey. And out of those that begin this journey, out of thousands like that, one may achieve some perfection. And out of thousands who have achieved perfection, maybe one will know me. So, if you thought the chances of winning the lottery were very small, this is even smaller. But all of you in the room have already defeated the odds because you're here. There are 7 billion people in this world, and not all of them know about Krishna. In fact, very few know about Krishna. So, now we've come to Krishna consciousness, we have to take full advantage. You see, Srila Prabhupada said, if you come to Krishna consciousness, you're fortunate. If you don't come to Krishna consciousness, you're unfortunate. But if you come to Krishna consciousness and you don't perfect it, you're most unfortunate. What can be more unfortunate than not coming to Krishna consciousness? Coming to Krishna consciousness and then wasting the opportunity because we didn't actually take it seriously. Diwali is coming, and I thought, let me tell you a story of what happened in Vrindavan on Diwali day. Do you know what story I'm going to tell you? What story happened on Diwali day? You thought I was going to tell you that story. The story of Mother Yashoda binding Damodar. But I'm going to tell you a different story that happened on Diwali day in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan on Diwali day, one morning, Krishna's parrot, Vichakshana, came with messages. See, Krishna has many secret agents finding out what's actually happening in different parts of Vrindavan. So today, Vichakshana, on this very special day of Diwali, came with a message for Krishna. And the parrot said to Krishna that there is something very, very special going on at a place called Malyahara Kund. So Krishna said, what's happening? What's so special? The parrot said to Krishna that in this beautiful lake on the banks, many, many gopis have assembled. And what they're doing on this very auspicious morning of Diwali is that they are making many, many necklaces of pearls. So as soon as Krishna heard gopis, and then when he heard pearls, that was the icing on the cake. So Krishna said, I must go there. You see, actually every day the gopis would go to Malyahar Kund, because at another place in Vrindavan, the gopis would pick flowers. Does anyone know where the gopis would go to pick flowers in Vrindavan? Kusum Sarovar. Yes, they would pick flowers there, and then it said that after picking the flowers in Kusum Sarovar, then they would come to Malyahar Kund. Has anyone ever been to this place, Malyahar Kund? It's very, very close to Radha Kund. Actually, probably you've walked past it, but you may not have recognized. So the gopis came this morning, on Diwali morning, to this kund, and they were stringing many, many necklaces of pearls. So Krishna turned up. And as soon as Krishna turned up, they all became very, very shy. They all became very, very excited. Their heartbeat started increasing. And then Krishna said to the gopis, what are you doing? They said, it's a festival day, it's a day of great celebration, and therefore we are making these pearls and we will offer them to our different relatives and friends and all the different residents of Vrindavan. Krishna says, I also have some friends, I also have some residents of Vrindavan, and I also think that they need some necklaces of pearls. The gopis said, who? Krishna said, all of my cows. He said, cows? These are necklaces of pearls. We don't give them to cows. We give it to humans. So the gopis refused Krishna. They said, no, we will not give our necklaces of pearls to your cows. No, Krishna began begging, no, please, you have to. Whatever we have, the cows must also have. Remember, Krishna didn't want to go out with shoes on, because he says, if my cows don't have shoes, then why should I wear shoes? So Krishna said, no, my cows must have. You please give. They said, no. Krishna pleaded even more. And then it said that Lalita Sakhi, she said, okay, all right, we'll give you something. And so Lalita Sakhi, she went to a sack of pearls, and then she brought out one broken pearl. And she said, here you go. Be satisfied. Be happy. You got something. And Krishna, he became furious. So Krishna said, if you won't give me your pearls, then I'll make my own pearls. And that made the gopis laugh even more. Because they said, how are you going to make pearls? Krishna said, just watch. I am going to plant trees of pearls. And then they started laughing even more, because they said, pearls don't come from trees. Pearls come from the oysters. Krishna said, you just watch. I can do anything. And so Krishna went back to Nanda Maharaj's courtyard, and he asked his mother and father for one pearl. And they gave him some pearls. And then he went out into the courtyard and he started digging up the earth. And Krishna planted pearls. And everyone was looking at him saying, what are you doing? This is never going to work. So Krishna planted the pearls, and then he filled up the hole. And then Krishna said to Madhu Mangal, okay, now you go to the gopis and tell them we've planted the pearls. Now you tell them we need to water. When you plant something, you need to offer nourishment. So now go to the gopis and tell them they couldn't give us pearls, but at least they should give us some milk so that we can water the plants of pearls. So Madhu Mangal went back to Malyahar Kund. He told the gopis, we need some milk. You didn't give pearls, at least you should give milk. They started laughing even more. They said, he wanted us to waste our pearls on his cows, and now he wants to waste our milk on putting it into the ground to water something that's never going to grow. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You get out of here. So Madhu Mangal came back, unsuccessful. So then Krishna went to his father, Nanda Maharaj, and he said, please, Father, give us some milk so we can nourish these pearls, plants of pearls. And so Krishna began pouring milk, yogurt, ghee, all kinds of dairy substances over where he had planted the pearls. And then they waited. They waited all night. And in anticipation, Krishna then woke up the next morning, and lo and behold, a huge tree had come about with many, many pearls. And these pearls were all different colors. And these pearls were very, very special, because it said that these pearls were so fragrant that from every single pearl you could smell it from miles away. And then the gopis came. Where in the world did all of these pearls come from? Krishna said, I planted them. And in this way Krishna defeated the gopis. And Krishna ended up giving the pearls to all the cows. Krishna even gave the pearls to the buffaloes. Krishna even gave the pearls to the goats and the sheep. Krishna even on that day offered pearls to the monkeys. Everyone had pearls. And in this way, Krishna showed how to plant pearls and create more pearls. When our teachers commentate on this pastime, our acharyas, then what they explain is that one way to see this is that the pearls are the commitments that you make to Krishna. When you make a vow to Krishna and you plant that vow in your heart, you make that commitment from this day forward, Krishna, I will do this for you. And when you water that vow, when you nourish that vow, when you protect that vow, and when you try to nurture that vow, then from that vow of commitment you make to Krishna, all of this amazing wealth comes in your spiritual life. And so the ancient teachers explain to us that the most advanced devotee, the deepest devotee, is the one who has made the most commitments to Krishna. Can you tell me a character in the Mahabharata who made an incredible vow? Can you think of anyone? Bhishma. He made an incredible vow. He took the vow of celibacy. And when he took the vow of celibacy, it said that the demigods started to shower flowers upon him. And then the commentators say, but why did they shower flowers upon him? Because so many people were taking the vow of celibacy. But they said, he vowed to stay in the palace, surrounded by opulence, surrounded by all kinds of material pleasures, and still remain celibate. That was extraordinary. So Bhishma in the Mahabharata makes a great vow. Can you think of someone in the Srimad Bhagavatam who makes a great vow? Dhruva Maharaj, he makes an incredible vow, isn't it? He goes to the forest, he goes to Madhuvan. If you go to Vrindavan today, you can go to Madhuvan. Madhuvan means the forest of honey or the forest of sweetness. But in the forest of honey, the forest of sweetness, Dhruva Maharaj was doing some heavy austerity. He went there and he was simply standing on one foot in complete meditation, chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Dhruva Maharaj did this incredible austerity, had this incredible vow. Can you think of someone in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes who made an incredible vow? Anyone? Advaita Acharya, what was his vow? Yes, he read a verse in the Gautamiya Tantra. Tulasi dalamatrena jalasya chulukena va vikrinite svamatmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktajana priya. He read a verse in the Gautamiya Tantra. If you offer Krishna some tulsi leaves and Ganga Jal, Krishna is conquered. And so he made this vow. And by his vow, the Supreme Lord appeared. Can you think of any one of our contemporary acharyas who made an incredible vow? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he made so many vows. One vow he made was to chant 1 billion names of Krishna. He said, before I go out and preach to the world, first I have to chant Nam 1 billion times. That's a lot. It took him 11 years. Took him 11 years. He stayed in seclusion in Mayapur Dham. And there, just using an umbrella when it would rain, with no dwelling. You know what he was doing at one point in the year? He was just eating once a day. And you know how he was eating? There was a mound of rice. And he would tie his hands behind the back. And he would go down 3 times. And however much he could catch in his mouth, that was his meal for the day. Don't try this at home. Very, very austere. Very, very dedicated. Very, very committed. Now we have to ask, what vow have I made for Krishna? What commitment have I made for Krishna? One who is constantly looking at Krishna, asking, what is the next commitment I can make towards you? What is the next vow I can dedicate towards you? Gradually, as you make more and more commitments to Krishna, what you will realize is there's no space in your life for anything else left. Then there will be no material thoughts. Then there will be no material desires. Then there will be no material concerns. One time, Srila Prabhupada said, I have no lust. And the devotee said, wow, who can say that? I have no lust. And then later on Prabhupada was walking and he said, actually, I have no time for lust. So of course Prabhupada didn't have any lust, but he was teaching us how we can become free of lust. Will we ever be able to say, I don't have any lust? But we can create a life in which we've made so many commitments, so many vows to Krishna, that we could say, I don't have any time for lust. Maybe that is more practical. Maybe that is more achievable. Maybe that is more attainable. Because will we ever be pure? It's tough. It's difficult. But what we can try to do is fill our life with Krishna more and more and more. In the beginning, we thought Krishna was like a nice person who would come into our house and, reside in one part of the house and, have a nice little room there. Little did we know that Krishna would come into our house, break the whole thing down, and create it how he wanted it. I sometimes say the devotees of Krishna are like agents of Vamandev. Because Vamandev came to Bali and all he said was, only 3 steps. Only 3 steps? Why don't you want more? No, 3 steps is sufficient. And what did he end up doing? Taking everything. So Krishna comes into our life, and then we have to open the door to let Krishna take it over. And the way we open the door of our heart is by making more and more commitments to Krishna. So the most advanced devotee is the one who has learned to fill their life with Krishna everywhere. Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayet. This way, that way, somehow or other, they've always, in every direction, learned to fix their mind on Krishna. Now you may be saying, how do I make greater commitments? How do I increase my intensity? What do I do to go deeper? How can I show my extra commitment to Krishna? And I basically say there are 4 broad ways in which you can increase your intensity of devotional service to Krishna. The first way is increase the quantity of devotional service. Just do more. Give more of your free time. Give more of your talents. Give more of your energy. Give more of your money. Once a priest, he came in front of the congregation and he said, we need to build the new church. There's good news and bad news. $50 million are there. The bad news is, it's still in your pocket. So we must we must be generous. It's interesting, the Bhagavatam says money. To tell you an interesting thing about money, the Bhagavatam says, money causes you anxiety while you're trying to get it. Money causes you anxiety when you have it. And money causes you anxiety when you lose it. So better give it to Krishna. Chintam parimeyam cha pralayantam upashrita kam upabhoga parama etavaditi nishchita. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if one's desires are endless, then chintam parimeyam cha, their anxieties will be endless. Give to Krishna. Don't be shy. Don't be reserved. Krishna will always reciprocate. So the first way in which you can increase your commitment to Krishna is quantity. Just do more. But then someone may look at their life and say, but I don't have any more money. I don't have any more time. I don't have any more energy. I'm giving everything to Krishna. Krishna, see, there's no more space in my life to give more to you. So they have to become more intense and committed by increasing quality. You see, you may say, I don't have any time. One Kartik, I came in front of Krishna. I said, Krishna, I want to increase my rounds in Kartik, but you look at my diary. I showed my diary to Krishna. I said, Krishna, you see, I don't have any time. Krishna inspired me and said, okay, this Kartik, don't chant extra rounds, but chant all of your 16 rounds in one go. Sitting down, with eyes closed, without being disturbed by anyone or anything. I said, Krishna, that's a hard one. Can I do extra rounds instead? That Kartik, I didn't chant extra rounds, but I just tried to chant all my 16 rounds in one go. And I tell you what, it was amazing. Because in that Kartik I realized we can increase our commitment to Krishna by just doing what we're doing, but doing it with more quality. Shall I tell you another way you can increase your devotional service to Krishna, your commitment to Krishna? You may say, I can't increase the quantity, I can't increase the quality, but maybe you can increase the difficulty. Can you take up a service that's more difficult? Can you take up a service for Krishna that requires more sacrifice? Can you take up a service for Krishna that requires you to come out of the comfort zone? Can you take on a service that requires you to undergo some difficulty so that it will help someone else or it will help in Krishna's mission? That everyone can do. Srila Prabhupada was always looking for the next difficult thing that he can do for Krishna, because he knew where one takes difficulty for Krishna, then Krishna becomes very, very active. Krishna becomes very, very attentive. Krishna says, oh, here is someone who is not just looking for a comfortable life, but here is someone who wants a life in which they will be able to find me. So increase your difficulty. And one final way, you can increase the quantity of devotional service, you can increase the quality of devotional service, you can increase the difficulty of devotional service, and the other thing you can do is increase your responsibility in devotional service. And what I mean by that is, don't just look out for your own Krishna consciousness. Take responsibility for helping other people come closer to Krishna. when Lord Shiva saw that out of the milk ocean all of this poison had come, which was threatening the whole universe, then what did Lord Shiva do? He drank it. And therefore his throat became blue, Nilkant. And therefore there is a very, very famous verse in glorification of Lord Shiva in the Bhagavatam. Paramaradhanam tadhi purushasya khilatmanaha. The Param Aradhanam, the highest way to worship Krishna, is by voluntarily taking suffering. Tapyante lokatapena sadhavo prayasojana paramaradhanam tadhi purushasya khilatmanaha. This is how the Bhagavatam glorifies Lord Shiva. Tapyante lokatapena. If you ever find a person who takes on suffering, tapa, in order to relieve other people from suffering, param aradhanam tadhi, you have to understand that this person is worshipping Krishna in the highest way. There's no higher way to worship Krishna than to take responsibility for guiding, helping, assisting, supporting, inspiring, encouraging, enthusing other people to come closer to Krishna. And if one dedicates their life to that, Krishna says, Nachatasman manusheshu kashkin me priyakritama. You become so dear to Krishna if you take responsibility for other people's spiritual journeys. If it's just I, me and mine, then life becomes very, very boring. But when we take responsibility to compassionately try and help others, then life becomes very, very magical and beautiful. So here we are today talking about going deep in Krishna consciousness. And the only way you can go deep into that ocean is if you keep making more and more commitments to Krishna. You see, we are trying to step from the material world into the spiritual world. If I asked you, do you want to go to the spiritual world? I'm sure everyone will say yes. So when you step, have you noticed how we step? When we step, in the beginning, all of the weight is on the back foot, isn't it? And then when you want to step forward, then you just touch the foot here. So for most of us, we're trying to go from the material world to the spiritual world, but all our commitment, all our attention, all our day-to-day energy is still resting on the material side. So what our scriptures are telling us is now put more weight on the spiritual side. Make more commitment to Krishna, more quantity, more quality, more difficulty, more responsibility. And have you noticed when you step and you put more weight on the front foot, then what happens here? The weight comes off. And naturally you become less and less concerned with the back foot. So when you make more and more commitments to Krishna, then you step more and more into the spiritual world, and then you come more and more out of the material world, and you become less and less entangled in all the crazy things going on here, and you reside with Krishna in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is the place where everyone has made a vow to always remember Krishna and never forget him. In fact, they've not even made that vow. They're just naturally doing it. Smartavya satatam Vishnu vishmartavya nadyatuchit. So this is how we go deep in Krishna consciousness. And if we're not going deeper in Krishna consciousness, if we don't feel like we're progressing, if we feel as though there's a lack of transformation, then the answer is very, very clear. Because we're not making an increased commitment to Krishna in one of these different ways. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada opened up the treasure house, Golokera Prema Dhan, Harinam, Sankirtan. It's all here. The treasure has arrived. But who will open it up? Who will take advantage? That depends upon how much commitment we make to Krishna. Hare Krishna. So thank you so much. Do we have time for some questions? Okay, if there are any questions or corrections or comments or complaints, then I'm happy to take. If anyone would like to ask anything. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. You mentioned different points, right, regarding on how you can increase your commitment, and one being the last point of sharing responsibility. So regarding that, I was just curious.
Taking responsibility, sharing Krishna consciousness.
Yes, even regarding that, I wanted to know because there's a fine boundary between obviously nourishing yourself and then sharing also, because it's difficult to share something you might not be doing, and in that sense there might be an element of hypocrisy. So in that case, how do we avoid that?
Becoming Krishna consciousness and sharing Krishna consciousness go hand in hand. You breathe in and then you breathe out. You don't just say, for the first 20 years of my life I'll breathe in, and then once I've breathed in enough, then I'll breathe out. No, it's going on constantly. You breathe in, you breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe out. So therefore, from day one in the Krishna consciousness movement, Srila Prabhupada taught us you must share. And sharing Krishna consciousness means it can be anything as small as giving someone prasadam. It can be anything as small as saying something inspiring to someone. It can be something as small as giving someone a book. There's so many ways on a day-to-day way, in a day-to-day way, that you can share Krishna consciousness. And by doing that, you will nourish your own Krishna consciousness at the same time. In giving, you actually become a receiver. So, as you breathe in and you invest in your own spiritual life, and then you go out, you can affect people more. And as you go out and help people, when you come back to put your hand in your bead bag, you'll be able to go deeper into the holy name because you've pleased Krishna. And when you go deeper into the holy name and you go out, you'll be able to touch someone's heart in a deeper way. And then when you come back and chant, you'll come with even more currency to go deeper. And therefore the wise people, they understand that if I live a dynamic life of always sharing, always giving, then my own Krishna consciousness goes deeper. Does that make sense?
Can I ask a follow-up question to that?
Yeah.
So sorry. Now, basically, also another thing I was thinking, regarding sharing Krishna consciousness, because obviously there are rules and regulation. One of them, I don't know, you recite in the morning, right? It's an offense.
To give to the faithless people.
Yeah, so in that case, where do we decide a boundary? Because obviously it's difficult to categorize who is faithful and faithless. People are generally in between. And sometimes you feel like you're trying to be too persistent. So when do you decide, okay, I've tried and it's just not making it. I would rather invest my energy in someone else. So how do you decide that boundary?
When Srila Prabhupada talks about not preaching the glories of the holy name to the faithless persons, he talks about not agitating those who are clearly expressing some animosity. They are envious, they are against us. By interfacing with them, you'll make them more implicated by them doing and saying offensive things. So, Srila Prabhupada, the Acharyas tell us that don't disturb them. But there are many people who are faithless, who are just innocent, who just don't know. who have never had the opportunity to come across it. So what do? We give everyone a chance. And when we see that someone is aggressive or someone is offensive, then we don't implicate them further. We just go somewhere else. Now, how do you draw the line when someone is taking it up or not taking it up? That you have to see. You give everyone a chance, and then ultimately you can take the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So once you've done your bit, once you've given them an opportunity, then even Krishna says to Arjuna, Yata ichha tatha kuru. Now I've given you all the knowledge. Now you do what you want to do. So even Krishna knew at one point, I have to step away, and Arjuna has to make the decision. So all your duty is to give everyone a chance. And then after that, it's up to them. Make sense? Just wait for the mic.
My question is about the level of devotional service, because in this age of
You press the button to put the mic on. The green light will come on. Okay. It's about devotional service and how in this age of Kali we chant his name, we perform devotional service, we read the stories of Krishna. I'm wondering about the earlier Yuga cycles like Dwapara and Treta, and because they lived longer, what were the austerities that they had to do back then? Because they lived longer, so what were the...
Thank you. Nice question. So the Bhagavatam explains, Krite yadhyayato vishnum tretayam yajato mukhe dvapare paricharyayam kalautat harikirtanat. In Satya, the process was dhyan. They meditated for 10,000 years. Tretayam yajato mukhe. In the next cosmic age, Treta Yuga, they used to do yagyas, like fire sacrifices. They used to have like football stadiums, like where they would do like mass fire sacrifices to worship and glorify and offer oblations to the Supreme Lord. The fire is considered the mouth of Vishnu. And so they would offer all these, you've seen in an initiation or something like that. Dwapare paricharyayam. In Dwapara Yuga they would worship the deities. And that would be the main process, the main way in which they would connect to the Supreme. Kalautad harikirtanat. And in Kali Yuga the main thing to do is chant the holy name of Krishna. So in every age there's a prescribed process, and that process matches the qualification of the people of that time. So in Kali Yuga, because basically, we don't have much qualification. The process given is very accessible, very powerful, very effective and efficient. And there are no hard and fast rules. Is that okay? Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. It is said that the Kali Yuga is going to last for about 4,22,000 years or something like
32,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So already only 5,000 has passed. So it's at least like more 400,000 years. But what we see now is, I'll take two cases, both spiritual and material. Spiritually, we see that it's degrading. The present day, we see like Hiranyakashibus who are 1,000 times worse than the Hiranyakashipu, father of Prahalad. It's so bad. And materially also, we find that the earth is being polluted beyond limits. We find that so many species of animals have become extinct. I find that we read that there are only about 100 tigers or 200 tigers in the world. All species are getting extinct. And now, going this way, even Stephen Hawking says, the earth will not be able to sustain for more than, earth may be there.
Okay,
but
so you're saying there's, I understand. So you're saying
years
there's degradation, and how do we see that degradation? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in Navadip Dham Mahatmya, he says that after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to the world 500 years ago, even though the general trajectory of Kali Yuga is towards degradation, he says in the next 10,000 years we will see a mini Satya Yuga within Kali Yuga. So although you think it's getting bad, actually overall, if you look at the trajectory of the next 10,000 years, it will actually get better because of the spreading of the Sankirtan movement. But then after that time, the full effect of Kali Yuga will kick in. So as they say in colloquial English, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's coming. The worst is yet to come. It's already bad. People have no value for human life. People create conflict over such trivial things. And people have no qualms about ending someone else's life. It's just a number. It's going to get even worse. So if you want to know how bad it's going to get, you can read the 12th canto of the Bhagavatam and find out. Don't read it before you go to sleep. So yeah, but within that time, we have an opportunity to really make a contribution to the world. I say opportunity, what I really mean is we have a responsibility. Martin Luther King said, the people who want peace in the world have to be as enthusiastic, organized and intelligent as the people trying to create war. So we don't realize the power of what we have. And we're oftentimes, speaking for myself at least, we're kind of just like very blasé, very lax, like, yeah, okay, where's the prasadam? What time is prasadam? You know, kind of like sitting around, not kind of sitting on this wealth of spiritual knowledge and wisdom and practice that has the opportunity to change the world. So once I was on Sankirtan, and halfway through the day, I just decided to go back to the car to warm up. So I turned the engine on. I put the seat back. I turned the fan to red, deep red, and I blasted it up. And I thought I'll take a 5-minute nap. After all, you have to do some self-care as well. Anyway, 20 minutes must have gone by. Anyway, I was almost in like the deepest yoga nidra, you know, like big deep sleep. And then I just heard this sound like knocking on the window. So I looked out, and it was just some English person who's I'd never seen before in my life. So he said, "Why now?" So I put down the window, and he looked at me and he goes, "What are you doing here? Get out there. You got important work to do." I was like, who is this guy? The Sankirtan leader or like in disguise? I said, "Who are you?" He said, "You gave me a book earlier this week, and I've been reading that book. It's amazing." He said, "You need to be out there giving this knowledge to these people." I said, "Why don't you join me?" That was interesting. Krishna reminded us, no time to waste, no time to space out. The world is just turn on the TV and see the crazy things going on. We really need the people who have the answers to go out there and share. So we should just not be like these Kali cautious. You know, sometimes devotees, they just get together in the temples and they're like, "Prabhu, it's getting bad, you know, Kali Yuga is terrible, you know, I mean, did you hear what happened? Oh my God, it's terrible, it's terrible." And the whole afternoon goes in Kali Yuga Katha. while we could have actually just been out there doing something to help the world. So it's interesting. Prabhupada was once on a morning walk, and Hridayananda Maharaj, he wanted to show Srila Prabhupada how degraded Kali Yuga was. So he said, Prabhupada, I read in the newspaper yesterday that there's a Christian monastery and there's monks in this Christian monastery, and they're praying all day, such saintly people, and the government wants to close them down. So he wanted to show Prabhupada how degraded Kali Yuga is. Prabhupada said, they should be shut down. So Prabhupada said, why are they praying all day? They should go out there in the world and do something practical to help. That was an interesting perspective. Prabhupada was not of the mentality that we just sit around and pray all day. Of course, we must pray, we must sing, we must be connected to Krishna. We can't take the world to a higher place than what we've reached. But we must go out. We have a duty, we have a responsibility, we have an opportunity. So let us do something. December is coming, it's the winter marathon. Try, step out. Just see who's out there waiting for Krishna. Maybe you'll just have some mystical, memorable, magical, moving experiences. It's all available. But then we have to come out of our comfort zone. Because if it's only ever about our spiritual life, and my pilgrimage, and my reading, and my chanting, and my book collection, yes, that's very nice. But what did you do for the world? Maybe that's the question that Srila Prabhupada will ask us at the end of life, if we have the fortune of seeing him. Maybe, just maybe, Prabhupada will say, and what did you do to help spread the Krishna consciousness movement? And hopefully we'll all have something to say. Because that is what was on Srila Prabhupada's mind. That's what he was thinking about. How to share Krishna consciousness.
He said, if you love me, distribute my books. That's what.
Yes, exactly, yes. Thank you.
So obviously as devotees we're always trying to aim for whatever the maximum standard of Krishna consciousness that we need to get to in this birth. I know you're not supposed to want to go back to Godhead, but devotees do, and like especially if you want to go and associate with the Lord, engage in his pastimes and all that kind of stuff. What is the actual level that we need to get to do that? Because I've been reading Saints of Vraja by Adi Keshav Maharaj, O.B.L. Kapoor, and there's so many devotees in this. This is a Gaudiya book, so it's about like Siddh Krishnadas Babaji, Jai Krishnadas Babaji, and even Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj is in there, who did Purashcharan to get Siddhi. So my question is, as devotees, do we need to become Siddha Purushas to go back to Godhead? What is the requisite standard? Because otherwise we don't know where to aim.
Yeah. We can say there is a basic standard to enter the spiritual world, and then there are more subtleties according to where in the spiritual world you want to be and what that requires. The basic standard is Atmendriya priti vancha tare bolikam, Krishnendriya priti icha dhare prema nam. That the basic standard is that one's life must be a life of love. One must have purified their heart to the extent that they are only trying to please Krishna's senses, Krishna Indriya. They must have come to the point of anya, abhilashita, shunyam. All other desires, zero. That is the basic standard of prema. while there is a tinge of material desire, in Madhurya Kadambini, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining the annihilation of anarthas and how that takes place. And he explains that even up to the stage of bhava, there is some remnants of anartha. But in prema, all of that disappears. So we can say the qualification to enter the spiritual world is nothing less than prema. But then the Goswamis go on to explain that prema also has different, what can we say, flavors. There is prema which is mixed with awe and reverence. And then there is prema which is raga anuga, completely free of that, not weakened by that sense of Krishna's majesty. That type of prema, the spontaneous type of prema, the type of prema where one sees that one doesn't see Krishna as God, one just sees Krishna as the most charming, charismatic, beautiful and endearing personality in the universe. That type of prema will take you to the inner chambers of Vaikuntha, which is the playground of God, Vrindavan. So first in our spiritual life, the first thing we're seeking is purity. And then later on, according to the teachers who Srila Prabhupada has given us access to, we're trying to learn spontaneity. But we begin by pursuing purity, and on that journey, our deep aspiration is to develop spontaneity. And what does it take to do all of these things? One is going to have to make a very, very special effort. If you want to achieve what other people don't achieve, you have to be ready to do what other people wouldn't do. And so you can't just kind of coast it back to Godhead. You can't just think it's somehow just going to happen magically. Ki Jai. We have to make a concerted effort. We have to become desperate. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavita mati kriyatam yadi kutopi labhyate tatra lolyam api mulyam ekalam janma koti sukraterna labhyate. If you want to know where Srila Prabhupada got the term Krishna consciousness from, is from this verse by Rupa Goswami. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavita mati. That, translated into English, is Krishna consciousness. And Rupa Goswami says, there's only one price. Mulya mekalam. You have to have lolyam. You have to be greedy. Once Prabhupada was feeding many, many ducks and he was giving more to one particular duck. And they asked Prabhupada, why are you giving more to that duck? Prabhupada said, because he's quacking the loudest. So you have to become greedy. You have to become greedy for service. You have to become greedy to do more quantity, more quality, more difficulty. You have to be greedy for responsibility. You have to be greedy to really be part of the greatest movement on earth. We have to be greedy to say, people in the world are greedy for so much material things. They are super enthused to make money. They're super enthused to do whatever it takes to fulfill their material aspirations. People will stay in their office till 1 o'clock in the morning, work 70, 80-hour weeks, forego even seeing their own family, destroy their health, just so they can make a buck. And us, for Krishna Prem, are we willing to make such a sacrifice? Are we willing to be as greedy as the materialist is? Maybe if we engender that type of greed, then we could do it by Srila Prabhupada's grace. So, we have to try somehow or other to become pure devotees. Because one devotee said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, there are 12 Mahajans. I think you're the 13th. And Prabhupada looked back at the devotee and said, yes, and you become the 14th. Yes, That was Prabhupada's program. Prabhupada said, if I make one pure devotee, I'll consider my whole mission a success. If you want to make Prabhupada's mission a success, first try and become a pure devotee and see how many people you can contact who may also become pure devotees. Then, definitely, Prabhupada will smile. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I think we should stop. Oh, okay. Of course. Now Haridas will correct all my mistakes and give us the proper Siddhanta and Tattva. Thank you so much.
Somebody's in the dark, how can they show light? So Maharaj, today, I mean, we are celebrating, Kartik and Damodar. So the categories you said about quantity, quality, difficulties and responsibilities, I think there's one item which you should add, and that is association.
Yeah.
Like tonight you've come, and just like Damodar Ashtakam, you've tied us, with your enlightenment, just, so we feel not only you tie Krishna, you even tie the devotees and you get the benefit. So I would like everybody to join in and applaud Maharaj for tying us to this beautiful message. And just a little, from my perspective, Chaitanya Chaitmit, Maharaj, you're expert how to read it. You've shown the guide. I like it very much. They said Krishna brought the treasure of love, but the chest was locked.
Yes.
But then Gaunitai came and they broke it
open.
And they're giving it to everyone. So I would say that to devotees, you can focus on your sadhana, your commitment, all these things. It's important. But please take shelter of Gaunitai. Because like if a river is dried, you can't swim in it. You can make all the effort you can. But when the flood is there, you just jump in and the water takes you. So in my observation, I've seen when you surrender to Gaunitai, they'll give you Radha Krishna. Because if you aim for Radha Krishna on your own effort, you'll miss it. Because other yugas tried that. But this one is special. Even just before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, this opportunity wasn't there. It's only when Advaitacharya brought Gaunitai. After this, we are all fortunate that you make commitment to jump into the river of Gaunitai's Vani, Chaitanya Charitamrita, read it. I find you don't have to do much, the water is carrying you. And don't come out of it, drown in it. So when I hear a lot of people are making effort, it means they're not surrendering to Gaunitai's lotus feet.
Go in the mercy flow.
Yes. And Prabhupada gave us that treasure as well. So I think if you have full faith in Srila Prabhupada and Gaunitai, you will get Radha Krishna. And the rasa which comes from there, you can't imagine it. They just present it to you, just like Krishna, they sowed the pearls and better pearls came up. So Krishna consciousness is like that. You might read about it. The reading is summary. Then the realizations which come, there's the depth, that's the deep. You realize something and your perspective will be different to someone else in the same room, and their perspective will be different. It's unique to them. And I think we should be proud of our realizations. We shouldn't be stereotyped with others thinking, I think my realization is rubbish. No. Whatever you realize, like when we eat feast, the cooks cook it, they don't tell you taste it like that. Somebody sitting next to you will say, well, that halwa was nice, the rice was nice, whatever. And it's good. That's their unique experience. So even in Krishna consciousness, please don't look for stereotypes. And when you keep looking at others developing, you forget your own rasa, your own realizations. So you must sit down and value what you're getting from Gaunitai, what you're getting from Srila Prabhupada, and be inspired by others, but do your Krishna consciousness, and it'll be unique to you, and be proud of that. And you'll be able to help others because now you have nishtha, that this thing works. every day is a newer experience, and you share it with others. But it's not the others are wrong, and yours is realizations are the best. No, you're just sharing yours, and then others can select and be inspired. We have to inspire others to also swim in this river. So I really focus on both my personal trying for purity plus realizations, because this Krishna consciousness, as you said, is dynamic. Breathing in, breathe out gives you life. So life is take it in, share it with others. Next day, fresh take in, share it out again. Don't hang on to some of the realizations you've had 20 years ago and keep, like broken record, just keep saying those to establish yourself. Just have newer and newer ones, and this is how dynamic Krishna consciousness is. And when you read Gita and Bhagavatam, every time you read the same verses, it has a different, deeper meaning. And you think, how is my mind picking it differently this time? I thought there's only one meaning to it. It's because you realize every word, cha, all this api, whatever they mean, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did that. So I would encourage devotees that please, please, please make a unique, effort, because you are individuals. Krishna consciousness is like a river. You go into it and please share what you're experiencing. You will see you'll be contributing to the movement, you'll be contributing to the world, because you have nishtha now. This Krishna conscious works. And everywhere is kingdom of Krishna. Even in hell, it belongs to Krishna. And when we realize there's no place without Krishna, Krishna is everywhere, all this Kali Yuga just disappears from you. Although it's raining, but you got the umbrella. It's not making you wet. So then you won't become negative. But you're not surrendering to Krishna, and that's why the rain seems, terrible, that you're going to drown like that. So please, Prabhus, focus on Krishna's lotus feet, go Nitai, Srila Prabhupada in the books. You'll become optimistic. Even though the bombs are going around you, you realize this is Krishna's kingdom. And those others are without protection, but I'm being protected. I'm just summarizing the mood I've had, and I realize your experiences are unique to you. Please don't be ashamed of them, and keep doing and keep associating. You will find every day is freshness rather than the old record going again and again. And you never get bored, So, excuse me if I've said too much.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you very much so much, Maharaj. Let me step forward, please. Thank you. A final round of applause of appreciation for Maharaj, please. And every time you want my association, just ring me, okay? This is how we started. I said, goodness sake, come on. No, honestly, so thankful that you thought of us, and the response was instantly, yes, please come, and please keep coming whenever you're free, okay? Hare Krishna, thank you. We will now be serving. Hare Krishna.
There's a cake. I don't know how I'm going to do the cake.
Have we allowed
Question?
one last question? Yeah. No, it won't pick up on the
YouTube.
Dhantaras, I don't know.
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. I know it's going to be some small and funny question. It's going to be, I think. Generally, what is the suggestion or you are going to give for students and kids? How do they focus on Lord Krishna? How do they put their mind and heart on God Krishna? I know if parents are doing, children will follow that one. Other than this, anything else you are giving any suggestion for the children, please?
We should give all the children an opportunity to come together. When they all come together with each other and engage in Krishna service, learn about Srila Prabhupada, serve the movement of Krishna consciousness, it becomes a great adventure. When I was 14, I started coming to the temple, and I came to the youth group, And it was never, Krishna consciousness was never boring. It was never something that I had to be forced to do, because I was doing it with all my friends. It was an adventure. So therefore, I think we got to create an opportunity for all the young people to come together and just experience the adventure of Krishna consciousness. Every young person needs to have an exciting life. Every young person needs to go on an adventure. And what more excitement and adventure can be found in life apart from Krishna consciousness? I mean, it's the greatest. I wanted to travel as a kid. Krishna fulfilled all my desires in Krishna consciousness. I wanted to also do some illegal things. Krishna fulfilled my for Krishna service. I wanted an adventure. I wanted to explore. I wanted to try to change people's lives. And it's amazing that when I came to the Krishna consciousness movement, Krishna fulfilled every aspiration I had in a spiritual way. And so, like with kids, we're not here to force them. And yes, you must do it. It's your religion after all. Yes, maybe some of that, but we want to inspire them. We want them to understand this is the most exciting, adventurous thing you can do in life. And in order to do that, we have to create an inspired sangha of young people. And I think you can do it here. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. Okay.
He took his hands out and
danced. Yeah, and then he was dancing. That was great. We are really blessed today. Srila Prabhupada started this movement with 16 and 17-year-olds. Some of the first temple presidents in ISKCON were 16 or 17 years old. Children are amazing. Children can do incredible things. But we need to teach them this is more than a religion. This is the most exciting thing you can do with your life. And if they don't trust me, they can come out with me for a month traveling around the world. I'll show them an adventure. Hare Krishna.
Such an effect on people in his yatra that one young lady that was inspired. Maharaj is coming, must make a cake for him. For me? She made a cake for you, just out of love for you. So sorry. So I don't know. It's what do we do?
No, Maharaj, cut the cake.
Why not? She made it for you. Happy. You can sing. Happy.
We'll sing Happy Krishna Consciousness to you.
Or Happy Kartik. Happy Kartik will be nice. Can you bring the cake out, please? And just a reminder, back there's a small table with books, two of Maharaj's books, Gita 3 and Tattva 2. Tattva 1 is out of print, so I look forward. But please do feel free to go up there, browse and purchase if you would like. And then Maharaj will be available for a short while longer, we will escort Maharaj, we'll take Maharaj and sit him in the back room there, and you are welcome to go up in, individually or two or three of families, and spend just, a few minutes. Don't spend too long. It is like 9 o'clock. Maharaj has to go to Birmingham now, and then do an early program in the morning. So be considerate.